For this discussion, we will start to look at a black hole. What is a black hole? Let us look at the universe in terms of what its main constituent element is, and that is hydrogen. With that, we begin to understand that between molecules and ions, there are certain attractive forces. These forces of attraction allow these ions to come closer together and forming denser elements and denser groups of elements. Once this happens, you have a continuous magnetism growing and a continuous attraction. That attraction is what creates the dense gas clouds, which are mainly made up of hydrogen. Once these clouds come together, you have the building up of pressure. That pressure and that condensation, that energy that comes together, creates a store of energy, which, because you are in a vacuum of space, cannot escape the system. Therefore, there is a continuous buildup of energy. That buildup of energy, as it continues, transforms from kinetic energy to a sort of heat energy that creates what you would call on Earth a system similar to lightning. That begins a process of first in the cloud, within the center of the cloud, of fusion, by creating a situation where you have the splitting of the atom in fission, and then fusion, where you have the extreme temperatures creating a system where there is spontaneous combustion. Within that dark cloud that you have within, or gas cloud that you have, what occurs is that the concentric energy which is formed is being fed from all sides. So visualize a very high temperature in the center of the gas cloud. The fuel being hydrogen. That hydrogen is continuously fed into the combustion chamber, or the area in the cloud of the highest temperature. As that continues to be fed, your combustion chamber grows larger and larger. The growth of this combustion chamber is in a spherical format. The reason being that all of the energy or the fuel is being fed from all sides. So a circle will be the most probable shape of that development or that combustion. Once that combustion chamber is formed and begins to grow, the rate at which it absorbs the hydrogen and processes the hydrogen to produce energy becomes faster, meaning that it will start taking from all sides of the sphere or of the gas cloud in a great rate. This process by which it absorbs begins to consume that cloud, producing two things. One, extreme heat, and creating a situation where you begin to have a more concentric system, with the fusion producing heavier elements, allowing it to anchor itself in a central location, while absorbing, using thermal energy or thermal conduction, it's absorbing more and more hydrogen. There is a point at which this combustion chamber penetrates the outer walls of the gas cloud. At that point, it begins a system which can be called a vortex, where the gases or the hydrogen enters at a faster rate than it leaves. So therefore, because this transaction or this activity is faster than the speed of light, which is, we're talking about another thing, but I would deal with it in another discussion. Because it is faster than the speed of light, it cannot be seen using red shift or blue shift. Therefore, we see black. Because we see black, it does not mean that there is no movement. It means that it is faster than the fastest redshift. As a result of this vortex, it creates a system where there is energy continually driving, creating a larger sun. Once this is created and there is more and more increase in size of this system, it begins to absorb at a faster rate, thus consuming the original gas cloud. When that happens, and it gets to the final stages of the consumption of that gas cloud, it becomes what you call a supernova, which I say is not, therefore, the death of a star, but a supernova is the birth of a star by completely eliminating the gas cloud, which means that what we are seeing is not what appears to be, or what we are interpreting is not what appears to be. Because we do not see it or cannot see it, it doesn't mean that it does not exist. And it goes to Kantian existentialism, where if you do not hear the tree fall in the forest, does it not make a sound? This system that forms as a result, this vortex system, is an opening directly into the center of the combustion chamber. And this great amount of energy, the original energy which caused the fusion in the first place, escapes because there is now an opening. That opening, which provides an escape into the outer areas, creates what we call a quasar. So that means what you see in a quasar is a magnetism which is escaping, an electrical force, similar to lightning that is escaping the central core because it now has an opening to transcend the gas cloud and to advance into the normal environment. So as a result, what you have created is a system that we know as a black hole, but which you can call, to a great extent, a very red shift movement. So it comes back to Einstein's theory, and it comes back to Einstein's theory of relativity and his formula. E is equal to mc squared, where energy is equal to mass times the speed of light squared. The system is that this functions only where light is. So what happens in our system where we have speeds faster than the speed of light? It means that a new formula must be created. So we can say that E is equal to m times magnetism, the speed of magnetism squared, which deals with not only areas where we use red shift and blue shift, but which accommodates speeds of a higher volume, which means that we are now dealing with a magnetic system that will allow us to advance better. So this, my friends, is what a black hole is.